Hello beautiful people of the internet, how are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video I will be doing the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge. This challenge was originally created by Jessie the Reader and it comprises of 28 questions where you have to answer that question pertaining to a random book on your shelf. So the way that I'm going to do this is I counted all fiction books that I have on my shelf and I counted 125. So I will use a random number generator to pick a number between 1 and 125, and then whatever number I get corresponds to the book that I will answer for that particular question. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it'll make more sense when we start getting into it, so let's just jump right in to the questions. Okay, the number that I got for this first one was 11, and the question is, without looking at the description, tell us what this book is about. Okay, this first book is one that I haven't read in so long. I read it one time, and that was 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson. So basically, I don't remember much about this book. Basically, the main character, whose name I don't know, her aunt, I think, gives her 13 little blue envelopes with instructions of things that she wants her to do for some reason. And there's a romance thrown in there somewhere. I don't know. That's all I got. Let's see, what does the back say? The back doesn't even have a plot summary of the book. Okay. Well, the beginning of the book includes a letter from her signed "Love, Your Runaway Aunt," so I guess I'm right. And she wants her to go overseas, and the girl's name is Ginny. Okay, well, I'm gonna give myself a point for that one. I remembered that it was her aunt, so I'm pretty proud of myself for remembering that, considering I really don't remember this book at all. The next question is, without looking it up, tell us the genre of this book, and the number I got is 66. That should be easy for me because my bookshelf is organized by genre, so I'm confident about my chances. So, book 66 is Catch Me Fire by Suzanne Collins, the sequel to The Hunger Games, and this is a young adult dystopian. Okay, the next number is 6, and the question is, without looking, tell us what's on the cover. Okay, I landed on one of my Sarah Dessen books, Along for the Ride. So I haven't read in a long time, but I'm actually glad out of my Sarah Dessen books I landed on this one because I know that this one has a bicycle on the front. And there's a guy, you can't see their faces, but there's a guy and he's the one steering the bicycle, and then there's the girl who I think is sitting on top of the basket or the handlebars, and she has like a red or pink dress on. I think it's more reddish. I don't know what he's wearing, but yeah, okay. Well, that was pretty close. He's not really steering. He's kind of just like sitting, like, but not sitting on the seat. I guess it's a tandem bicycle? I don't know, but yeah, she's here. She's like holding on to the handlebars, and her dress is red with white polka dots. So, you know, that's pretty good. I was pretty close. Next, I got number 88, and I have to tell you guys without looking, what is the main character's name? This should be easy if it's a book that I've read before. If not, I might be in trouble. Well, this is easy because I landed on... Bless you!
Sorry.
Well, this is easy because I landed on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and the main character in the Harry Potter series is Harry Potter. His name's in the title of the series. Next one, I got number 73, and the question is, without looking, name a side character. Okay, this is another easy one for me because I landed on A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin, and this book has so many characters and I know pretty much all their names. I'll consider a side character anyone who isn't a point of view character, so I can name a whole bunch. I can name Robert Baratheon, Renly Baratheon, Gendry, Littlefinger. There's other characters, I don't think they appear in this book, so I won't say them. I just named a couple, so clearly I know my Game of Thrones characters. Okay, next number I got is 83, and the question is, without looking, how many pages are in this book, and you can count it if you're either 25 above or 25 below. So This might be hard. So I landed on My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. How big do I think this book is? I mean, it's pretty big for a young adult book. I'm gonna say it's 510 pages. I think I just missed it. It's 491. So no, that's within 25. Yeah, okay, cool, I get that. Okay, I already know that I'm gonna have to repick for this one because I got 3, which is gonna be one of my Sarah Dessen books, and the question is, without looking, what rating did you give this book? And I read all the Sarah Dessen books before I started reading things on Goodreads, so gonna have to pick again until I land on something I have rated on Goodreads. Okay, I regenerated a new number and I got 89, which is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I know without a doubt I rated this 5 stars because this is my favorite book of the Harry Potter series so far. Yes, I said so far, I've only read the first 3 and I'm currently on number 4, even though I am a 20-year-old grown woman. I can just physically hear everyone unsubscribing, clicking out of this video because I have not read all of Harry Potter, but I'm finally joining the 21st century. Don't make fun of me, please. Okay, I'm just gonna recycle the number 3 that I landed on last question, but couldn't use, and this question is, without looking, where does this book take place? So number 3 is Dreamland by Sarah Dessen, and I have to tell you, I have absolutely no memory of where this book takes place. I know it's not, I think it's a fictional town, but I can't for the life of me remember the name of it. I can't even remember what state this is supposed to be in. I want to say like North Carolina or something, but I'm not even sure about that, so I'm definitely not getting a point for this one. I have no idea. Okay, I got 71, and the question is, without looking, what are the parents' names? So that means this has to be a book that has some parents of someone. Let's see if 71 fits. Okay, I landed on Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and I don't remember the names of Mare's parents. I remember her siblings, but I don't know her parents' names. I don't even know where in the book it says what her parents' names are, so I'm just gonna have to look it up because I don't remember. I looked it up, and apparently Mare's parents are named Daniel and Ruth, which are just such ordinary names. I was thinking it was gonna be some kind of fantasy-inspired name, and they just have 2 perfectly normal names. I got number 28, and the next question is, without looking, what color is the book under the dust jacket? Now, I had to pick a number a couple times till I landed on a hardcover book, but finally I got The Amateurs by Sarah Shepard, and what color do I think this is under the dust jacket? Let's see, well, it's purple, but it has white and yellow letters, and also like a little bit of like black or gray. There's a lot of yellow on here, so maybe it's yellow, but yellow would be such a weird color. I don't know, I'll just say it's white. Oh, it's yellow end pages, but the book itself is black. I almost said black and then I didn't. I should have. Oh well. Okay, now this is another hardback question. The number I got is 77, so if that's not a hardback, I will have to pick again. But this is asking, without looking, is there any kind of imprint or image on the hardback? So I think they mean like a stamp or something under the dust jacket, something like that. And 77 is a hardback. I got Fire and Blood by George R. R. Martin. Now, I know that the inside covers have these really beautiful sketches of different members of the Targaryen family. I don't know if there's anything on the front of the book. So I'm gonna say there's... Oh, this is so hard. I want to say there's not, but there might be like a dragon or something. I'm gonna say there's not, and if I open this and there actually is a dragon on the front, I'm gonna be upset. Oh, thank God, there's nothing on the front, but like I said, there are these beautiful sketches on the inside, which I think are just lovely. Okay, next question, the last hardback question. I think I landed on 118. I had to do it a couple times before I landed on a hardback. And the question is, what is the color of the font on the hardback without looking? So I landed on The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Now, what color is the font on the hardback? I think the book is white. So I want to say the font is green, like an inversion of the colors on the cover, but it might be gold also. I don't know, I'm gonna guess green, but since I said that, it's probably gonna be gold. Yup, it was actually gold. Oh well. I drew 102, and the question is, without looking, do the chapters have titles or are they just numbered? For this one, I landed on Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, which I actually haven't read yet, but I'm just gonna take a guess. I feel like this book might have chapter titles. Let's see. It does! It does, it does, it does! It does have chapter titles! Oh yeah! There we go. I had a children's version of this when I was younger that did have chapter titles, so I took a shot in the dark. This just seemed to me like the kind of book that would have chapter titles, and I was right. I got number 15, and the question is, without looking, does this book have an award stamp on it? Okay, I landed on The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by I forget who, and I am pretty sure this doesn't have an award stamp. Nope, and it's by Jennifer E. Smith. This is another one of my contemporary novels that I read back when I liked contemporaries and really don't remember that much about it. This time I landed on 107, and the question is, without looking, does this book have any author blurbs on the cover? Okay, I landed on This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and considering this is a classic and a Barnes & Noble Classic edition, I'm gonna say it doesn't have any author blurbs. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. It does have an introduction and notes, but that's not the same thing. Okay, next question is, without looking, does this book have a description on the back? And the number I landed on was 39. So the book is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. I'm trying to shimmy that out, and I'm pretty sure it does have a description on the back. Yes, in fact, it does. Okay, I landed on 86, and the question is, without looking, does this book have an author photo? I landed on Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, and I know for a fact that this has an author photo on the back because I've been staring at it for forever. I have this little gap here in my shelf, and so her picture is just looking out. Right there. So yeah, that has an author photo. Okay, this time I landed on 115, and the question is, without looking it up, does this author use a pen name? So I landed on The Lost Crown by Sarah Miller. I'm pretty sure Sarah Miller is not a pen name. I mean, it's a pretty normal sounding name. I'm assuming that's her actual name, but I'll look it up just to be sure. Okay, looking at Goodreads, it seems like Sarah Miller is her actual name, which is what I assumed. The next number I got was 58, and the question is, without peeking, what point of view is this book written in, first or third person? Okay, I landed on Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie Ryan. I really like this book. It's a guilty pleasure fave. I've read it multiple times, and I am positive that the book is told from the first person perspective of our main character, Frances. Yes, the very first sentence includes the word I, so that is correct. 94. Without looking, are there any pictures or graphics in this book? Pretty sure that's gonna be on my classic shelf, so I'm gonna go with no, but let's see what book it actually is. So I landed on this really old, ugly, and beat up edition of Hamlet by William Shakespeare, and there are definitely no graphics in here. It's just a play. I mean, it has the notes in the margins of the person who owned it before me, but I don't think that counts. I landed on 100. Without looking, does this book have an epilogue? Okay, I'm actually not sure of this one. I landed on Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and I don't think it's technically called an epilogue. I know the final chapter skips forward in time, but I think it just says chapter whatever. I don't think it says epilogue. The book just ends on chapter 38. Sorry, that took me a second to figure out the Roman numerals. Yes, it just ends on chapter 38. There is no epilogue. Okay, I landed on 38, and the question is, without looking, does this book have a prologue? Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I just read this, and I remember how it begins, but I don't think it's called a prologue. So I'm gonna say no, it doesn't have one. Yeah, it just has a Roman numeral 1. So it's not really a prologue. Okay, I'm gonna skip the question, is this book signed? Because I don't have a single signed book on these shelves at the moment, so no matter what I pick, the answer is going to be no, and I'm going to go to the next question, which is, without looking, do the page numbers have a design above or below or not at all? And the number I got was 36. I landed on Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco, which I haven't read yet, so I'm just gonna take a guess. I think it does have page number designs in the upper corners. Nope, the page numbers are in the bottom and they don't have a design, but that was just a shot in the dark. I haven't read this yet. I landed on 53, and the question is, without looking, do the chapter headings have designs? I landed on Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, and I want to say there is no chapter header design. No, there isn't. It's just italicized. Okay, number 100 exactly. Without looking, are the acknowledgements in the front or the back of the book? I feel like I don't own any book where the acknowledgements are in the front, but we'll see. Either I already landed on that one already, or I'm just forgetting how to count, so I just picked the book next to it, Emma by Jane Austen, and these are on my classic shelf, so I don't think they did acknowledgements back then. I mean, there might be a dedication, but I don't think that's the same thing, really. There's no acknowledgements, but there is a chronology, an introduction, a further reading, and a note on the text before, and then there is emendations to the text at the end, as well as notes. But, I mean, no matter what I landed on that shelf, I was pretty sure none of them were going to have acknowledgements, because they're classics, they're old books. Hey, I got 112, and the question is, without looking, what year was this book published? This is gonna be a hard one, I feel. Aw, crap. I landed on The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which is one of my favorite books. But do I know the exact year it was published? It was definitely in the early 1920s. My first instinct was to say 1922, but I think that might be wrong. So I'm gonna say 1923. Watch it be 1922, and I'm gonna hate myself forever. Ugh, 1925. Okay, so I was off by 2 years. But the last question, without looking, what year did you read this book? And I landed on number 120. I will pick a new number. This is one that I haven't read yet. I landed on The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I have read this. I didn't read it last year. I think it might have been the year before. So I'm gonna say 2017. I think like in the autumn time it was, but I'm gonna have to check Goodreads to make sure. I actually didn't make my Goodreads account until April 2018. However, I checked my literary-centric Tumblr blog, and I did in fact read this in 2017. So I was right. So guys, I have lost count of how many points I've had, but maybe if editing Jackie in the future is feeling generous, she'll put the number of points I got down here for you guys all to see. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had fun. Please like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I would really appreciate it. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr or be my friend on Goodreads. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, and I hope to see you in the next video.